say Kenya, we are consumers of everything, including ideologies. And so we don't come up with our own. And if you are a consumer of things like policies and ideologies that are around the world, it is incumbent upon you, if you're forward thinking, to stay alert and assess what is happening around the world. From my layman's interpretation, I'll tell you that what you used to consider multilateralism in the world is falling. Flat, okay? And so we are going back to classical realism. You know, if you look at the idiosyncrasy of Donald Trump in foreign policy analysis, I know he'll tell you, you start by analyzing an individual leader. When you see the leader of the free world, what we call the free world, and you see their idiosyncrasy, it tells you that where the world is headed is everybody on their own, for their own, okay? And God for us all. And so Kenya is no exception. I would start by saying that the Petroleum Act of 2019 requires the government of Kenya to operationalize strategic petroleum reserves. Because petroleum is not just another thing. Security. It is a strategic product. It is the blood through which the body we call economy runs. And the minute there is no blood, you are either dead of anemia or whatever it is. So if we have a stifled oil distribution, we become anemic, economically speaking. And that is where we are. We are susceptible to every shock today. I'm actually shy of saying that we enjoy fuel today at the benevolence of peace in the Middle East. And I don't think that is a place that we want to delegate our economy. So we have a duty as a forward-thinking country to make sure that we hedge ourselves against such. One, we must diversify the sources of petroleum in this country. We cannot sit and always think that there will always be peace in the Middle East. And so even our partners in the G2G today need to be told and to be advised that in as much as these companies are domiciled in the Middle East, we can get fuel. They should be able to get us fuel from other places. Number two, I don't see what the problem would be. We have people with serious capital. If you give them enough incentives, they can come and build oil reserves in Mombasa. We can give them a special economic zone. You see, there's a wisdom through which our forefathers used to give a piece of land so that police stations can be built in the area. That person understood that if there's a police station in my land, I don't have the need to employ a watchman. Okay, there's a reason why they would carve in a land and give churches or mosques to be built, because that person knows that whatever happens there, I'm part and parcel of it. So today we can even give the private sector land in special economic zones in Mombasa and tell them you can build. These companies, say the company we are getting fuel from, Saudi Arabia, call them ADNOC. They are selling to every other African country. What is the harm of them building a jetty in Mombasa where they can also re-export the product? And we know that if they have 1 billion liters lying in Mombasa, we are safe. Because in case of geopolitical tensions, we will be among the first people who benefits from this before we gather enough capital to develop our own oil infrastructure, as it were. So for me today, and this is what I was saying, and allow me to finish that thought. You remember I was telling you that in every affluent places there is always these villages. That analogy was to mean for you to optimize as a rich person, you must have servants. And these servants must be eating so that they can be able to serve you. So the situation we have today that I was telling you about, the logistics, is that the people, where the oil is right now, the servants, so to speak, the Gidogoros of the Runda are not having product. And so I am asking that there be a deliberate and conscious effort from the government and the people within the policy to direct that these people be given fuel. Because if they don't get fuel, even you who has, you will not be able to optimize in your trade, because the people that you are serving, if you meet in a petrol station 1,000 motorbikes struggling to fuel, with your Mercedes or your V8, you'll not be able to get that fuel. So it is important that everyone within the value chain, supply value chain, get this product. If we don't do that, we'll have a problem. The Strait of Hormuz has changed the geopolitics. Iran has realized that they can always politicize that place. Today, I told people sometimes, like, I don't know whether it was this show, that Hashi will be surprised, and I know you know this. We eat chocolate at the benevolence of Switzerland.
Of course,
Okay? Never mind that we grow cocoa, and they don't grow one. They don't grow one cocoa. Today, the best tea in the world is called English tea. They don't grow one bush of tea. So it is an indictment to us Africans. We don't develop. You see, we say G2G came to help us stabilize the dollar. But the real issue as to why we are struggling with the dollar, other than just buying fuel, is that we are competing for dollar with people who are importing toothpick. When we are importing fuel, the guy importing toothpick is also looking for dollar. We are not developing our internal industries to the detriment of our growth. And so we'll always be susceptible to any shock. It doesn't matter how minor it is. We'll always be susceptible.
And that brings me to this talk about Singapore.